In this video I'm going to show you how to easily make these pumpkin candy buckets perfect for Halloween. So stay tuned and I'll show you how. Here are the things that I used: an almost 3.5-inch candy corn cookie cutter, and this one came in a 3-piece set and it was by Wilton. And I was able to find that on eBay. I'm going to be using a few different sprinkles, so you can choose the colors that you like, but I do suggest sticking to the confetti style. Also, I will be using black, orange, and lemon yellow food coloring, all by Wilton, and I'm going to be using a black edible marker, but you can also use black roll icing. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, to get started, I have here an edible marker. This is optional, but I like to use them so I can have a guideline to where to stop with my icing. I'm going to go a little bit over half of the cookie because I need more area here for the pumpkin's face. So I'm going to go just a little bit over half of the cookie. My marker is drying, but I just need just a little bit of a line. So I have my orange in a tip 4 and my yellow in a tip 1. And so I'm going to go ahead and fill in the bottom portion of this cookie, and then really quickly I'm going to fill in the little bubbles with the yellow. So go ahead and fill this bottom portion out, smooth it out really quickly, and then you can move on with the yellow. After you smooth your icing out, go ahead and use your yellow, and I do have this in a tip 1, and then just do some little bubbles. Now this gives it a little bit of character. You don't have to do these, but it does make it look a little cute. So go ahead and bring down the bubbles so it doesn't dry up with a little bit of a lump. Make them nice and flat. And that's pretty much it for the bottom part. So set these aside and give them about a couple hours, 2-3 hours to dry, and then we can move on to the handle and the candy and then the little jack-o'-lantern face, and that's pretty much it for the cookie. So go ahead and set them aside and let them dry. Alright guys, so I gave this plenty of time to dry. Now you can do two things. You can either start off with the handle and then the face, or you can do the face and then the handle. I'm going to start off with the handle and work my way down. Just be very careful when you do your face. This is just like using icing. It will stay moist for a while, so make sure that you don't touch it. Or it will smear. You can also use icing to do the face as well. It'll take about the same time for them to dry. So either way, but I'm going to use the marker only because I want it to kind of dry in a flat surface and not have the icing on top of this other icing. But either way is fine. If you don't want to go and buy an edible marker, you can use the black icing as well, since you're already going to be using it. But I'm going to go ahead and start off with my handle, and I have it in a tip 3, my black icing, and it is in a somewhat medium to thick consistency because I do want it to stay put. I don't want it to be too watery. So just bring it from one end to the other, and that's pretty much it. And now I'm going to use my edible marker. Now I do recommend using Americolor. This is like a really nice marker. It writes really nicely on the icing as well as the dry cookie. You can also use Rainbow Dust or any other brand, but I really do like this. It flows the ink really nicely. You can find these on eBay, but I did find some at Hobby Lobby. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off with my triangle in the center for the nose, and that will help me know where to put my eyes and my mouth so I can keep it all centered. Now you can do different facial expressions if you wish, so that way you can do different ones, but I'm just going to stick to the original jack-o'-lantern face. Triangle eyes, triangle nose. And as you see, it's very glossy. The ink comes out really nicely off this marker. It's really easy to draw with. So now I'm going to bring this down and make 2 teeth. this down again, and in this little gap here, I'm going to bring another tooth and bring it up. And then go ahead and fill in the center, darken that out. You're going to give this some time to dry as well. Treat it as if it is icing, because it will stay moist for quite some time. So just be very, very careful not to bump it or put your hand on it, because you will smear that ink. Now I am going to give this some time to dry before I go ahead and put the candy in here, because if I do that now, the sprinkles may stick to this icing here, and we don't want that. We want it to just stick right here where it's supposed to, and then again, I don't want to accidentally damage my image that I just made. So give this some time to dry. I would recommend waiting until the ink from the black has become matte. That's just a reassurance that you won't have a chance of damaging your image. So go ahead and finish up the rest, set them aside, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, so my ink has now dried. It's nice and matte, has no gloss, so that means it's dry, and my hand was nice and dry as well. I'm going to be using the same yellow that I used to make his little freckles, and I'm going to use that as my glue for my sprinkles. I also whipped up a batch of medium consistency white icing, only because I'm going to be using some other sprinkles, and these don't have any yellow tones in them, so I don't want that yellow showing underneath. But if you have something colorful like this, you can whip up any of these colors, and it'll camouflage in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my yellow, and I have this in a tip too, and I'm just going to squeeze smaller on the edges and then a little bit taller on the center, and then I'll taper down again on the edge. And then go ahead and put your sprinkles on there. I like these confetti style. They look more like candies than the little nonpareils, the little small round ones. But you can use whichever ones. These here have jimmies, the little longer ones, and those look kind of neat too, because they look like different types of candies. So those are neat as well. And I found these that are kind of Halloweenish colors. So I'm just tapping this down. I'm going to move this to the side, because I'm going to dump this over. And that is it. I'm just going to add just a little bit of icing on top of these to give it a little bit of volume. And I'll put some more sprinkles on top. And that is it. Really easy. I think this is so cute. And again, really easy to make if you're wanting to make a lot of these for like your child's classmates. Something super easy and inexpensive. Takes no time at all to make. And that is it, guys. So I'm going to finish up the rest, put them all together, give this a little bit of time to dry to get that icing to become matte, and put them all together. Alright guys, so there you have your little pumpkin candy buckets. I think these are so cute and very, very easy to do. So if you want to make some of these to give out instead of candy on Halloween, or if you want to give these to your child's classmates, or if you're having a Halloween party, put it on your food buffet table. Super easy, and like I said, very inexpensive cookie to make. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Stay tuned for more, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good one.